In this video, I'm going to take you through one of the best opportunities in 2024 and going into 2025 to launch your own business in the online space. And if you're looking at the SaaS marketing agency structures, this will be of particular interest to you. Now, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. There are a lot of videos out there that focus on the hype of opportunities, right? They focus on the fear of missing out and the money that can be made with it and the opportunity and just they build a lot of scarcity into this, and honestly that never really resonated with me when I was in looking at opportunities and looking at what I could do. It never really resonated with me, and any call I was getting on was a hard close and I hated it, and it just didn't feel right for me, right? So the way I really analyze businesses is I'm quite analytical, and I like to know the logic behind it. So if you're someone who likes to know the logic behind why you should pay attention to something, or you want to know why an opportunity is the right fit for you, or if you want to just understand why this is the way it is, this video should really help you and it should hit home, because I'm not going to focus on the opportunity as much. I'm going to tell you what it is, I'm going to tell you how it works, but I'm going to show you exactly why this is what I do. And I'm going to show you how I live and breathe these numbers. Now, this entire model wraps around this spreadsheet. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to start a SaaS marketing agency. It doesn't matter if you are in the agency space or in the marketing space and you're looking for high ticket offers to sell. It doesn't matter if you have your own products and you want to sell those products, or if you have your own high ticket offer, you want to sell that. Or even if, for example, you have an accountancy company and you're looking to bring leads in for that company. It doesn't matter. This system is the bread and butter of all of it, right? This is, if you learn this structure, you learn how this system works, the marketing psychology behind it, the ecosystem in the system itself, you have the power to do whatever you want to do, because we're not looking to just bring in random leads. This system allows you, it gives you flexibility and gives you freedom when it comes to marketing. And I can't remember who said it, and people always remind me, but I've forgotten completely again, that the person who can spend the most on marketing will always win. And this system is one that allows you to do that. This allows you to spend more than anyone else without actually spending money. So I want you to think about if you were to approach a business owner. And that's what we'll do first. We're going to first of all look at the service itself, what you could do. And you're going to see here a list of numbers. And this is, for example, a service you can offer for 7,500. And I've actually seen it offered for 25K as well. So imagine you could approach a business owner and you could say to them, look, I can bring demand. Doesn't matter if it's a software company or any company with a high ticket offer, anything at all. Imagine you could go and say to that business owner, I can create demand. I can pack your calendar. I can get the high ticket offer. I can create demand for it. I can build your recurring revenue. I can bring in leads in, and I can use paid advertising, and it's not going to cost you anything because the system itself breaks even on a daily basis. So think about it. If you were to spend on paid ads and you had 120 leads coming in, but you've not actually spent any money, which I'm going to show you in this video, think about the power that comes with that. That means that business owner this month has 120, not just leads, but buyers coming into their pipeline, which they can then convert into a high ticket offer. So that is so much stronger than trying to generate leads or trying to sell your products direct. That's the reality behind this structure. So we can offer this to a business owner. You can implement it for your own products. It doesn't really matter. You can do both, because the reality is, the way you generate leads for your business. Let's say you were to offer this as a service itself, and you said to a business owner, look, we can implement this whole ecosystem into your business, and you use this system to generate your leads. So you had your intro products, you had your monthly recurring revenue offer in the middle for SaaS agencies, you had your high ticket offer as well, and a business owner comes in, they buy your $7 product, right? Something that's a fast track. They come in, they buy the $7 product, they buy your order bumper, they ascend into your monthly recurring revenue offer. They have experienced the system. They have lived it. They're not going to come to you and ask, well, if you implement this system for 7,500, doesn't work. They can't ask you that question. So you don't necessarily need case studies. And this is a reality. We're not trying to just offer people trials of services and things like that. We're going straight to, look, if you really want to build in 2024, 2025, if you really want to do this, you've got to learn the capabilities. The market isn't the same anymore. You have to learn the capabilities. You've got to learn the skill to be able to do these things. Once you learn how to do these things, the door's open for you because you've got skills that nobody else has. And that's the beauty of this structure. So they can come in, they come in through this ecosystem, and then they book a call because they want something like this implemented into their business. All of a sudden, they're not asking you how does it work. They have experienced it firsthand. They've lived and breathed it. They've booked a call with you. They've bought your other products. They're in your calendar for a reason. So they're not going to question if it works. So you might think, well, how do I get the experience? You build it for yourself. Right? It's not a case of you've got to have a lead generation system on one side and then on the other side you've got to have a service that you're delivering. No, it's the same thing. And think about it. How much faster could you go? How much faster could your experience grow? And how much better could you get if instead of trying to split your time into two different areas, all you did was the one thing all the time? You just became really, really good at this thing. That's all you have to do. Become very good at this. The door is open for you. That's the magic in this system. So it's not about offering services or selling leads or any of this type of offer. What this is about is mastering a system. And this is the moment where if you master a system like this, everything changes because you can market. It's not about throwing up a couple of Facebook ads or a couple of Google ads. You have to learn this system. And there's a couple of different components of it. And in the other videos on my channel and my future videos, I'm going to dive into each component individually and explain how it works. But this video should form the foundation of your plan. So if you have a vision in your head, you have a vision on a whiteboard behind your computer, right? You wake up, you stare at that every day. Have this spreadsheet. That's it. Every day you wake up and you work on this. Why? Because it gives you the capabilities. It gives you the capabilities to sell your own products. It gives you the capabilities to then sell other people's products. It gives you the capabilities to have a very high value service that you can deliver without the guesswork. That's the beauty of what we're doing here. So instead of trying to figure it all out, all you do is you learn the system. You master this system over and over again. And then you offer it to other business owners if you want to, or if you'd rather focus on the monthly recurring revenue, you can have your MRR offer with a SaaS marketing agency with Go High Level and pack your own offer, right? That's the reality. You can turn into a productized business and you can turn into a service business and you can do a combination of both, closing high ticket deals whenever you feel like it instead of because you have to. That's the beauty of this model. So this spreadsheet is something that I live and breathe by, something you should live and breathe by as well. And I want to take you through this. So the first thing I've got here, you'll see a couple of different products. You've got your $7 intro products. You've got your $27 order bump. And this is something that you see out there, right? You see the likes of Costco. They use their rotisserie chicken to get people in the door, or the hot dogs or whatever. They use those lost leaders essentially to get people in the door. But the magic of this is we're not losing. I'm going to show you how. Now, you've got your $7 product. You've got your $27 order bump. I call this the ladder funnel. There's a couple of different names for it. This is a ladder funnel because we've got a unique twist in it that makes it our own. And it's an ascension funnel, essentially. So you've got your upsell monthly recurring revenue offer, which is typically software like Go High Level or something similar. You've got your trials in there as well. I don't do a lot of trials. And if I do, it's $1 on a downsell. The reason being, sometimes you get great customers, fantastic customers that come in. They just want that little bit of extra trust, absolutely. But it'll also attract the customers that are not as qualified. And it's a bit of a balance. So for me, I don't focus on this at all. It's a bonus if it comes in. If they convert, great, wonderful. But if they don't, it doesn't really bother me. So it's there to maximize your results, but it's not really a focal point. And then, of course, you've got your high-ticket service upgrade should you want to do this. Now, this will skyrocket your margins. It will really propel you forwards. But you're going to see that you don't really have to do that if you don't want to. But the key is you can if you want to. You've got the mechanism. You've got the capability. It becomes a choice. Not that you can or can't do it. You don't know what to do. It becomes your choice. So I'm giving you control here. So imagine you were to spend $100 per day on paid advertising on Facebook, usually is my preferred method. $100 per day equals $3,000 per month. And these are based on my numbers themselves. I'm not telling you anything. I'm not saying this is exactly what happens. These are my numbers. I'm showing you what I do, how I do it, and the reality is I get very good at this system. But what I'm telling you to do is to get very good at this system. Spend the time because it's worth it. So spending $3,000 over the course of a month on paid advertising might scare people, but I'm going to show you why that shouldn't be the case. And this should be the last time the word paid ads should ever scare you. The amount of clicks. So on average, based on our numbers, it's about $2.50 per click, and we're multiple different niches. It kind of averages out at $2.50. So from $3,000, we get 1,200 clicks. Out of that, about 10% on average are going to convert into our $7 product. That results in 120 intro products sold and $840 of revenue. So I spent $3K, only got $840 back on the $7 product. Disaster, right? So it cost me about $25 to get a $7 buyer. You might think that sounds crazy. Why would it cost me $25 to only make $7? But stick with me. Now, the order bump, which could be templates of sorts, that converts in my world. And these are probably higher numbers than you're going to see out there. The reality is I've got a lot of practice at this. And as I said, these are my numbers. This is what I'm showing you. And our order bumps can convert at 60%. I've actually got some that convert at 70 to 80%, but this is a good average for me. Not everybody's going to hit that number, but again, I wanted to show you what I do. So 60% of those intro buyers, these 120 here, they will convert into the order bump, which is $27. So my order bump revenue is $1,944. So my total of the order bump plus the intro product is $2,748. So I'm still losing money here. Right? I spent $3K. I'm still losing money on it. Now watch this. Within the funnel, we've got an upsell, which is the recurring offer at $97 a month. Based on our standard conversion rates, I'm going to convert about 25% of them. Now, sometimes I've seen 40%, but say 25% is a good number. That means I'm going to sell, out of 120 people who have purchased, I'm going to sell 30 of these, which results in $2,910 in monthly recurring revenue. Now, the average lifespan of our customers is about 6 to 8 months. So that's basically $600 to $800 that we're producing from that one sale. So that's 2,910 of monthly recurring revenue. Then we will have of those who did not buy, so about 90 people didn't buy the upsell. About 50% of them are going to take a $1 trial. And again, I don't focus on these numbers, but I'll put them in there for example purposes. And about 50% of those who take the trial will then convert into paying customers. So an additional $2,100 in monthly recurring revenue built from the trials. So if I then have a high ticket service upgrade, so this $7,500 offer here, on average about 2%, and I've seen this 2% number out there and I was skeptical about it. I've seen it in different places for high ticket offers. It actually did materialize. Honestly, sometimes it goes beyond that, but it did materialize for me. So again, I'm showing you what I did. This high ticket offers like this is not a unique concept. Again, I'm purely showing you behind the scenes here. So 2% of the intro offer buyers, 120, will convert. Now, one little thing that isn't accounted for in this spreadsheet is as the months go by, 6 months go by, right? You've got 600 plus, 700 people on your list now, 700 buyers. Not all of them have upgraded. So as this 2% is basically on your front end here, as your list grows, you can run workshops, you can run email campaigns, you can run everything where you're going to convert more of the customers that don't buy immediately. So what I'm doing here is I'm showing you the immediate purchase that we achieve. So these numbers, this 2% can go even higher because those numbers build up like a snowball. And as the numbers grow, as the months go by, they build up and up and up and up. And it turns into an extremely profitable venture at that point. But again, bonus, all great stuff, but let's park that quite far away and not even focus on that. Let's look at the numbers. So 2.4 people, because it's a percentage of 2% of 120, 2.4 people will convert into the 7.5K offer on average. So even if we say 2, so that's $18,000 coming from that for the done for you service. And again, Well, what if you don't know the service? The service is the implementation of this exact system. So as you do it for yourself, you are mastering the art in the process of implementing it in a business. And that's the secret. Instead of splitting your time into two different places or multiple different places, you only focus yourself on one single thing and you get very, 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 very good at this one particular thing. Alex Hormozy tells a fantastic story about someone who was selling cookies that he knew or something. I'm probably going to butcher this story, but stick with me. Selling cookies and in a local market, and I think he was going for the higher price cookies. But before he went into that business, he basically studied or tried all the different cookies and the different ways they were making them and the best of the best. And then he's tested all the different methods out himself, gave them to people first, mastered the art of creating incredibly good cookies, and then sold them. So he mastered the art. And that's what makes the difference in this day and age, right? 2024, 2025, that is what's going to make the difference. Mastering the skill set. Things have been around for a long time, right? People are selling lots of different things, but very few actually master the process. And this is what's going to make up the difference. If you master these processes, it's going to set you apart, not only for your own offer with these kind of numbers, but you've then got something tangible that you're actually extremely good at because you've had enough practice to then sell as a service if you choose to. But again, you don't have to, because look at this. So obviously from that campaign, if we take the 18K plus the numbers in here, the different totals, the different revenues, 29, 21, I'm not sure if that's actually included. Campaign revenue is 25,922, and it does not include trials. So this is omitted because, as I said, we don't focus on that at all. It's a bonus, right? So our campaign overhead, what did we spend? $3,000 on paid ads. Our campaign profit, not including these trials, was 22,922. The monthly recurring revenue, including the trials, is $5,000. So we've built 5K in MRR from this structure, and also brought in 2 to 3 or 2.4 high ticket deals on average, which allows us to have those types of margins. So they're not, it might seem ridiculous. You spent 3K to make 25. Yeah, but it's not really like that, right? We've spent 3K to bring customers in, and we've just maximized our conversions on those customers because we've delivered high value. And we've proven ourselves, we've given them experiential proof. So these numbers are not, you run Facebook ads in 2024 and get ridiculous returns. No, you don't. It's expensive to run ads. But if you engineer your system properly and analytically using logic like this, the numbers can work out. The numbers start to make a lot more sense. And that's the magic. So what was our revenue? If we strip the high ticket, if we take this offer here and we strip that out completely and forget about it, and let's say you only want to build monthly recurring revenue, what was our revenue? $5,739 minus $3,000 in ad spend leaves us with a profit of $2,739, and we've got 5K in monthly recurring revenue, which is probably worth about $40,000, $50,000, around about there. In 1 month, you've created 50 grand basically for the next 6 months, and you replicate and replicate and replicate over and over and over and over again every single month. And then if you want to boost it with high ticket, you can. But the moral of this story is these numbers are data backed, right? I've got a lot of data on my accounts, and I know these numbers and I know them really well. And this is what materializes. I'm not going to tell you it materializes for everybody. I do have a lot of experience with this system. Of course I do. I've been doing it for a long time. And the reality is, once you get very good at it, your numbers are going to get better and better and better. But even if you miss these numbers, it should still be pretty good, right? And it shows you that if you master this skill, and you know that monthly recurring revenue, you do the same next month, you've just bumped another 5K and another 5K, and it snowballs. So this isn't a short-term vision. So many people in the high-ticket space, and this is the problem with it, they have the short-term vision, right? They're creating different things all the time, when in reality, they're just selling offers, and they're just trying to make some money, right? And they've got to reinvent the wheel all the time and hard close people. And it's just like a hamster wheel. There's no long-term vision here. This system, the reason we do it is because it builds a long-term vision. If you ever want to pull the lever, I've got 7.5K, you've then got your list. And once you have that list of not just leads, but buyers, the world is your oyster, right? You can do what you want. You can launch different products without worrying, is it going to fit the market? You've got the power to do that now. So not only will it drive revenue in the front end, not only does it allow you to run paid ads, not only does it allow you to have a high ticket service with experiential proof, it also builds a list for the future. It also builds your monthly recurring revenue. And this is why I tell you, you don't have to go out there and figure out all these different services. If you're looking for the opportunity, you've got to take the bull by the horns. You can't try and just sell something. Master a process. Take the time to do it. It's going to set you apart. It's going to make you exceptionally good at what you do. And then when you become very good at what you do, things become a lot easier for you. But the difference between someone who gets stuck in a position where they can't break the 5K a month mark or the 10K a month mark, and someone who smokes those numbers and just seems to always get it right, is the fact that they take the time to master something. They actually take the time to invest time in there's not just money. People are very good at investing money in their skill set, but invest the time and the energy and the focus to improve that skill set, to master a system, to learn capabilities, to learn how to market. And it changes everything. You could open up an accountancy practice, like I said earlier, an accountancy practice. If you're an accountant and you've kind of been dabbling in both and you're thinking, well, flip to marketing because I can't get accountancy clients, I've got to learn how to do it. And this is a silly example, but you can then go back to it and think, well, I can bring in clients now, so I can still blow it up, but scale it up really, really quickly. And that's the difference, because you're learning the skill set, and this is going to set you apart. So if you're looking for the opportunity and you are someone who likes to see the logic behind it and you like to actually master a skill set, this is where you have to be. This is what you have to be doing. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can look at the other videos on my channel to get a better idea of what the different components are. But I wanted to show you the logic behind it and back it up with not just a case of this is fear of missing out, the latest and greatest newest thing. No, I've been doing this for years. This is why I do it. So if you found this video beneficial, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But of course, if you found it beneficial, like and subscribe. I'm growing very, very slowly, but it's growing, and it seems to be having a good impact. And people are leaving very positive comments as well, so which I always appreciate, and it really helps me keep going and creating. So make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the other side. But as ever, any questions, just leave them in the comments. I do try to answer everybody who leaves a comment in depth as well. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.